Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I am here on this Saturday, October 11th. It's kind of late on the East Coast, but this weekend so far has been quite a trip in the 90-day universe, and I just had to come live again to you guys to spill the tea on what's going on. Unfortunately, this particular edition of Oy Vey is going to come with a trigger warning. There are triggers all over in this video. I apologize in advance. But I would like to also be angry at the same time because TLC really needs to do their background checks better. Whatever kind of background checks that they are running on their cast is not sufficient. They fucking suck. They must be using the Timu of background checks on these motherfuckers because in the past couple of years, the people that have been cast on what was once my favorite show in the whole wide world are questionable to say the least. Okay? So, first I want to thank everybody for joining me in the live chat. This may be a relatively short oy vey because I've had a long day and I'm kind of tired. But I want to get out what's on my chest. TLC, you guys act like I have the fucking plague when it comes to interviewing cast members. You don't want your cast members talking to me. You don't want them breathing the same air as me. But then you have motherfuckers like Adnan and Carlo. Yes, Carlo from Hunt for Love. Little psychotic Carlo. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a second. Okay. The video that was dropped on my lap today about Carlo, my mouth was on the fucking floor. Okay. And people like, I don't know, Jasmine, Angela, even Chantel's girlfriend, Ashley. Okay. So we're going to get into this. And thank you, everybody, for joining me. So I did a live last night about Adnan and why he and Tiger Asshole need to go. Okay. They are disgusting, hateful morons, in my opinion. And for the past week, Adnan and his dumbass wife have done nothing but spread hatred on social media, and they are disguising it as free speech. Okay. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to just do it like a pause and read situation. But listen, I'm not saying Adnan doesn't have the right to free speech. Okay. He could have his views about Palestine and the war, and he could have his views on that. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have his views or express his views, but his shit is becoming borderline hate speech. No, fuck that. It is hate speech. Okay. And I just want to point something out. Adnan has been so vocal about what is going on over in Gaza. Okay. He says that he is Palestinian, but he's never been there. He was born and raised in Jordan. So I want to say that, in my opinion, for someone that has never been over there, maybe he needs to shut the fuck up a little bit. Okay. Just in my opinion, because it's okay to have an opinion. That's what the United States is all about. But when you're borderlining on hate speech, then you need to shut the fuck up. Okay. So as you can see here, you guys, if someone tries to message him and ask him about his views, he doesn't take that too kindly. Then yesterday, he doubled down on the hate along with his bird brained wife. And, I don't want to repeat what they said. It's up here. You could pause and read later. Hate speech. That's all it is. It's fucking hate speech. Now, I just want to thank Matt He and Stevie for both speaking out against hate, because especially during these times, there's no room for any more hate in this world. And I'm sure most of you would agree with me. There's a lot of shit going on in this world, not only in the United States, but all over. And more hate, piling more hate on top of the hate that's already out there, is not what we need. So thank you, Maddie and Stevie, for speaking up against it. So Adnan just kept going on, and his bird brained wife kept doubling down on the hatred. Okay. And yeah, I just want to say that they are talking out of their ass, and they're talking with hate. That's the only word I could find to like describe the shit that's been going on both of their social media all week. Hate disguised as free speech. Okay, Adnan is really taking advantage of the free speech he has here. Yep, oh boy, he does. Okay, so someone tried to confront him in his comments. Okay. And I want to share her reel. Let me just blow this up. Okay, this is her account on Instagram. And she shared a reel today, and I want to share it with you guys. And it just shows that Adnan is one of those motherfuckers that he could dish it out, but he can't take it. And he can't even have a decent conversation.
Tiger Lily from 90 Day Fiancé, an American reality TV show, have been spiraling into blatant Jew hatred and terror sympathizing, posting disturbing comments that glorify violence and spread anti-Semitic lies. Instead of using their platform responsibly, they've chosen to amplify hate. This isn't about free speech, it's about promoting hatred and normalizing terrorism. A few days ago, I respectfully asked Adnan to define what Palestine means. Simple question, right? But of course, it got triggered and resorted to insult me, as you can see. And when I said Jews have a rich history in Israel, he mocked me and said, rich in shame and blood. Anti-Semitic much? On every comment, it was being defensive, no arguments, just hate and pure ignorance. Daily, he posts vile stories that promote Jew hatred and justify Hamas's 7th of October massacre. Just yesterday, though, this is what he posted. He is justifying Hitler and claims that Hitler left the leftovers to show everyone why he did the Holocaust to Jews. Let that sink in. This man, along with his wife, are on national TV. They're on a pop.
Yes, let that sink in for a moment. They're on national TV, they have a platform, and they're spewing this shit.
Popular TV show watched by millions. And he's speaking like this? In what world? And this is beyond disgusting. And his wife, Tiger Lily, the same as him. She posts daily about why Israel and Jews, often using the word Zionist to make herself look like she isn't referring to Jews, but we all know anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. So this is one of the stuff she posted. She's spreading blood libels on Jews and pinning different communities to be against Jews. She also claims that the 7th of October was an act of resistance, not terror. Well, I urge people who claim hint and an entirely to go to hamasmassacre.net and see the atrocities that these sadistic terrorists committed against Israelis. Is that resistance, Annan and Tiger Lily? And they both claim they don't hate Jews, yet all the evidence points out to that very fact that they do. They don't promote peace and dialogue. They promote hate, lies, and demonstrate support for terror acts time and time again. I'm calling on TLC to denounce this behavior and immediately remove Adnan entirely from the show. Giving a platform to terror sympathizers who use it to spread hate and attack others online is unacceptable. And Adnan and Tiger Lily, I'm inviting you to debate me anytime. The difference is, unlike you, I'll do it with facts, integrity, and respect. Adnan and his wife.
So there you go. Okay. He's not even capable, Adnan, that is, of holding a respectable debate. No, he has to resort to insults. Okay. And his bird brain wife just doubles down and defends him and defends his stance. So, yeah. Now, it's really, really bad. And I'm really, really fucking pissed off. Okay. When I say this name, Adnan even dragged John Yates into this. Okay. And he equates John Yates to a baby. And I'm not going to say the second word because I don't want to get into trouble with you two, but you guys pretty much get what I'm laying down, right? So don't say anything bad to Adnan. Okay. He can go on with his disgusting anti Semitic racist views for a week on his stories. But if we speak out against him, then we're a bunch of baby, you know what. Okay, make that make sense for me. Now, you guys know that I'm the furthest from a John Yates fan, but we're both content creators. And Yates was simply sharing Adnan's words. And yes, comments are limited sometimes, Adnan, when you don't follow a particular content creator. You can't comment on their post unless you follow them. I thought you understand these things since you and your wife have so many followers on Instagram.
Warning, bullshit alert.
Okay, so since you guys have so many followers on IG, you would guess that Adnan would know how basic IG works sometimes, but anyway, yeah. So do not do not disagree with him because you know forget it. You are all sorts of horrible things because it's Adnan's way or the highway, as we see it on TV. Now, it got so bad that Tiger Lily felt the need to, I don't know, come up with this fake account writing to TLC saying that their message is so important. Okay, so let me get this straight. Spreading anti Semitism, racism, toxicity, some of this stuff.
That was bullshit.
That's important, especially in this environment of all the shit that's going on. Okay. And you know what? I'm really fucking pissed off because this reality TV, trash reality TV, is supposed to be my getaway from the real world. But thanks to TLC doing Timu vetting on their cast members, yeah, we got to deal with bullshit like this. Now, like I said, Adnan could dish it out, but he can't take it for shit. Okay, when somebody criticized his parenting style for putting baby Zane in a hot tub, he flipped the fuck out. Okay, but he could have caca coming out of his mouth for a whole week and doesn't expect to be attacked. Okay, alrighty, dude. Yes, Tiger Lily is a few tampons short of a box. Absolutely correct. Menopausal queen, absolutely correct. So, moving on. TLC. What in the actual fuck? Okay. I mean, we knew Carlo was weird. I mean, I got the weird feeling from him. But what I found out today and this video that was sent to me that dropped on my lap, I'm in motherfucking shock. It takes a lot to make me speechless, and this made me speechless. Okay. First of all, I will leave the link for you guys to check out the whole video. Um, this is Carlo's little sister, and the title of this video is Portrayed by My Family, Carlo 90 Day Hunt for Love is my brother and my abuser. Once again, trigger warnings. Okay? So, as you guys may or may not remember, Carlo was the guy that was lusting after Tiffany, but not really, on Hunt for Love. And then towards the end of the season, he hooked up with Amelise, and Amelise, him and Elise didn't work out. Cole told him off at the tell all. I personally always got like a weird kind of feeling from Carlo, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But this video, I was like, holy shit. Okay, so let me actually do that. I'm going to put the link in the comments now for you guys. And then I want to play certain parts of her videos. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I put the link to the full video in the comments. I'm just going to attempt to pin it. Can I pin my own video? My own comment? I guess not. Okay, so the link to this full video is in the comments, and I'll put it in the replay comments as well, so you guys could hear the full thing. This story is heart-wrenching. It is very triggering for me personally, and I'm sure for many of you out there. Okay, SA abuse warning. Okay, and I just want to say, TLC, what in the actual fuck? Okay, Wendy, I want to get into that after I play certain parts of her video, because being Italian myself and knowing other Italian families this has happened to, I'm going to get into all that in a second. I just want to share certain parts of her video. Okay, I'm not saying this only happens to Italians. This can happen to anybody, but there's certain cultural, I guess. Okay, so let me play certain parts of her video. And my mouth was on the floor. My mouth was on the floor. You guys could go listen to the full interview, her full story, and let me know what you think. But okay, here we go.
So the reason I'm making this video is because these things have been affecting my entire life, and I know that Carlo and the family probably doesn't even talk about me to people, or if they do, they make me out to be the villain and them out to be the victims. Because when I was a part of that family, I was always treated like the black sheep and the weird one that people didn't really like. So I won't be surprised if none of them admit to any of this, or if they try to make me out to be the monster here or something. But I'm releasing this information to help other people. And because Carlo has been on the show 90 Day Hunt for Love, and it's gotten a lot of attention, this can reach more people this way. Now, my brother Carlo and my father Massimo, which, by the way, all four siblings, me, Carlo, and the other siblings, we are all completely related, same mother, same father. My father Massimo and my brother Carlo, they both molested me as a child. And they sexually abused me and they raped me, especially my father Massimo, who is the one who stole my virginity from me and molested me many times. And both Carlo and my father molested me before I even started going through puberty. So I was a very small child at this point. And there was a lot of different kinds of abuse that went on in our family that I will get into at least some of in this video. But the reason why I haven't spoken to Carlo or to the family or even the extended family members in a very long time is because I made a police report telling the police about what Carlo and Massimo had done many years ago, about 10 years ago, if I had to guesstimate. And I reported what they did, and the family found out about what I said, and they went ballistic. Most of them just flat out didn't believe me, tried to pass me off as crazy or as making it up for some reason. And of course, I've been telling the truth the entire time. And believe me, it's not something that I wish would have happened or that I fabricated. But the reason why my father and brother wouldn't admit to it is because those are serious crimes that can land people in jail. And so, of course, they wouldn't want to admit to it to anybody. They'd want to keep it in the shadows and keep it in the dark. And another thing that I want to mention in this video is that Carlo and I, our family is Italian, Irish, and American. The Irish and American comes from our mother, and then the Italian comes from our father. So our father is actually a person from Italy. Like, he lived in Italy, was born in Italy until he was a teen.
Okay, so now this is where she gets into the story about her father coming over here when he was a teenager from Italy with his parents. Now, Sherry, there you go. Similar happened in my family from old world immigrants. It's generational abuse. Thank you. That was the term I was looking for, generational abuse. I don't know Carlos' sister or watched the video. However, this happened to many families, not exclusive to Italy. Yes. So I just want to share my personal story. Okay. I actually know someone that this happened to. A friend of mine many, many moons ago. I'm just going to keep the details general because I want to protect her identity and her children's identity. Um, her, let's put it this way, her baby daddy was an older Italian man from Italy, came over here when he was a teenager. And basically, to make a long story short, she found out years into their relationship that he was abusing her two sons from a prior relationship. And like I say, when you peel back the onion, there's just more and more layers. It turned out that the abuse went back in his family as far back as his great great grandfather. Okay, so it was just sad. I mean, it's generational abuse. That's all I can say. And listening to her talk about it, yes, I know she quoted some articles, she had some resources, and some of her story seems kind of exaggerated in my opinion. She said that her mother divorced her father and then married her stepfather when she was an early teenager, and her stepfather and mother put a lock on the refrigerator and cabinet doors because they considered her to be obese. And basically, they tried to starve her. I think certain parts of her story may be exaggerated, but the abuse part, my gut believes. Okay, we could have a difference in opinion. I see in the chat some people, don't necessarily believe her. Um, I'm not saying 100% of her story is true, but I believe the major part of this story being abused by her father and then later on her brother. And then when she confided in the brother that she was closest to, he chose to side with Carlo and their father, which, according to her, caused her to have a mental breakdown. So I believe that this is just, and I just want to say, Rachel, Thank you so much for sharing your story. I know it's really hard for you. I saw that you tried to share your story before and you deleted your comments. I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate that you feel safe enough here. The same thing happened to me when I was in the sixth grade. Um, it was a neighbor. I'm sure this has happened to many of the women that do listen to me, and this is very triggering. So I just want to say, first of all, TLC. If I could tell through my TV screen that there was something off about Carlo, maybe if you didn't have Timu run your background checks, then maybe you would have gotten the vibe that there was something off about Carlo and maybe not recruited him to be on Single Life, because as you guys know, the singles were basically reached out to by TLC producers. They, applied for shows and TLC producers reached out to them. So that means Carlo was reached out to by someone. You think they would have did their research a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. But so that's another example where TLC needs to vet their cast members better. And Jasmine, because I'm really starting to feel like Jasmine used Gino from the beginning just to get here, just to get a green card. She didn't expect this whole thing to blow up in her face, honestly. So that's why now she has to play the victim role. Okay, it's bad enough she's pimping out her daughter. This picture in the center, by the way, is a doll that they had made of Maddie. To me, that is fucking creepy AF. Okay. But yeah. So it's bad enough that she's pimping out her daughter. Okay. But she is using the oh woe is me. I'm a poor immigrant who could get her door kicked down by ICE and deported any minute now, which I know that that's bullshit. Okay, which calls for
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
so since she knows that her little victimhood is unraveling before her very eyes on TV, okay, she is trying to hold on to that victimhood on social media, whatever fucking way she can. Okay, whether it's twisting the conversation that Gino called her and basically listed every fucking penny that he spent on her. And, I'm not saying Gino was right for doing that, but Gino felt like he needed closure. And if listing every penny that he spent on her gives him closure, then who the fuck am I to tell him not to do that? Okay, it wasn't my 75K. I don't even have 75K to spend on somebody, but who the fuck am I to tell Gino not to seek his closure by writing down every single fucking penny he spent on her? Okay? Yeah, Graham 19, you're right. She's probably going to be selling Maddie dolls soon. You are absolutely right. Anything to make a buck. Okay? Because we know one thing Jasmine loves more than herself, more than her daughter, more than Matt is the almighty American dollar. You guys know I'm right. Okay. So, anyway, now Jasmine decided to write out her own itemized list, okay, of what she's owed by Gino. And all I have to say is, bitch, please stop fucking lying. Okay? I didn't even read halfway through her stupid list. All I saw was forgiving you for sending my pictures to your ex and getting me banned from my job. $5 million.
Bullshit Bullshit level DEFCON 5. Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
And one more.
Warning, warning, bullshit alert.
Okay. So you guys have seen Lindsay on my channel more than once. Gino's ex sugar baby. The one that Jasmine is so fucking jealous of, she cannot get her name out of her mouth, no matter what. Okay. And Lindsay has said over and over, she didn't do a damn thing to those pictures that Gino sent her, besides let Jasmine know that Gino sent her some, topless pictures that she thinks Jasmine probably wouldn't appreciate. And Jasmine flipped out on her and called her an old ugly whore because she is insecure. But how many years later? 4 fucking years later, she is still claiming that Lindsay sent those pictures to her job and got her fired, when word on the street, Jasmine had a personality conflict with her boss. And that was the real reason why she got fired. So, amongst the other items on her ridiculous list, making me move to the coldest place on earth, $2 million. Washing your dishes because you forgot, $500,000. Flushing your toilet when you leave it dirty, $400,000. Taking out the trash and recycling your excuses, $300,000. Purposely not adding my children to the K1.
That was bullshit. Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Because I will say this until I'm blue in the face. First of all, a word on the street, Wanse is her stepchild. So it will be really, really hard for her to petition for her stepchild unless his biological dad decides to say, you know something, Jazzy, I'll let you take Wanse to the States. And secondly, her younger child, JC, who she doesn't mention like he doesn't exist. From what I understand, word on the street, he's with another family who could take care of his special needs because Jasmine's mom couldn't do it after Jasmine dumped him on her. So, yeah, so purposely not including your children on the K1 visa, but you made sure that you had all the paperwork so Coco could come to the States with you. So, this is what I have to say to you.
Bullshit level DEFCON 5.
So, of course, Jasmine wants to make sure that everybody votes for Maddie for Baby of the Year so she could collect the prize. Okay. And like I said, this little girl has a full-time job and she's not even a year old. Okay, she is baby influencer against her will. And I am fucking convinced that she used Gino from the beginning. Okay, so if TLC would have vetted Jasmine a little bit better, who knows? Maybe they would have never graced our screens and I wouldn't have to do this
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
at least 10 times a video. I don't know. But TLC, please stop using Timu for your background checks. Okay? Now, if I was able to find out that Chantel's girlfriend Ashley worked as a family specialist for 5 years for Sharp Entertainment and as a production assistant for about a year for Sharp Entertainment. And if I was able to dig up that she actually worked on seasons 3 and 4 of The Family Chantel, do not tell me that TLC and Sharp Entertainment does not know this, okay? Because I'm just a fucking blogger. This is my job. But I'm just a blogger and I was able to figure this out. So when there is a family Chantel 2.0, because you know that I know that all this is just laying down a foundation for a new season, a reboot of the family Chantel starring Ashley and Chantel. That if TLC or Sharp Entertainment tries to deny that they know that Ashley worked on the Family Chantel seasons 3 and 4, this is what I have to say.
Warning, warning, bullshit alert.
Okay, so don't let them try to fool you. TLC, if I'm able to figure this out, you guys definitely fucking know this. So, and the cast member that if TLC would have used a real background check service and not Timu, maybe she would have never graced our screens. Between Angela's daughter, Scotty, being a, oh, Sherry, thank you so, so much. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Okay, so if TLC would have actually vetted Angela properly, maybe they would have discovered, or they did and they don't give a fuck. Okay, maybe they would have discovered that Angela's daughter is on the offenders list and she served some time for SA abuse against a minor boy. Okay, Angela and her daughter have been on Maury numerous times trying to figure out who baby daddy is. Angela was arrested for a DUI. I mean, all these things. I'm only a blogger. And I found out all this stuff about Angela. So, TLC. These are people that you are putting on a national TV show, okay, that is televised in the United States, Canada, and I don't know how many other countries. Okay. And these are people that are representing Sharp Entertainment and TLC as a network. TLC, technically, the Learning Channel. To me, now it's the Lurid Channel. But a simple background check, a simple fucking Google search, fuck that, not even a background check, a Google search would have pulled up a bunch of shit about Angela, and maybe you guys would have, reconsidered casting her, and we would have never had to see her abusive ass for all those years. And maybe not. We never fucking know. And yes, that is the Joe Exotic in Angela's comments. Yes. Joe Exotic is an Angela fan. And why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? So, Sassy Cat, I see it's your birthday. The comment flew by way too fast. Happy birthday to Sassy Cat. And Sherry, thanks again. That was so nice of you. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. So, yeah. So that's basically my plea to TLC tonight, because you may or may not know, when it comes to like their current cast that's on TV, if I want to do an interview, TLC press treats me like I'm fucking contagious, like I have the plague or something. So they basically don't want their current cast members talking to me. I don't know why, if they think I'm going to corrupt them or something, or whatever the fucking case may be. So they're so nervous to have their cast members interview a little old me. But they have these motherfuckers on national TV representing Sharp Entertainment and the network to a much bigger audience than my subscribers. Just saying. So, TLC, in my humble opinion, your priorities are up your ass. Okay. You need to start listening to your pissed off viewers, before you lose them all together. And losing viewers, you know what that means? Losing those advertising dollars. And we know that's where it hits the most. Okay, so like I said, I'm just a fucking blogger. What do I know? Oh, Linda, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, all week I've been biting my tongue over Adnan shit. I'm like, he has every right, for free speech. But like I say, there is a very fine line between free speech and hate speech. And what Adnan and his fucking dinkbat wife has been doing all week is hate speech. And there is no room for hate speech anytime, but especially right now. And I just want to say, fuck you, Adnan, for bringing this into my little cocoon that is supposed to be my getaway from the real world. Like I said, reality trash TV, doing these videos, bringing the tea to you guys is my way of getting away from the real world for a little bit. So now, fuck you, Adnan. Fuck you, Tiger Sully, for your bullshit and bringing it into my cocoon. TLC, you got to do better. Seriously, millions and millions of dollars in fucking in ad dollars, and you're using Temu for your background checks. Unfucking believable. Thank you, everybody, for watching me. Thank you, everybody, in the live chat. I love you all. Thank you, everybody, for watching me on the replay. Please subscribe if you don't already. Double check that you are subscribed. Like, share my video with a friend or 10. Please consider joining my membership and check out my merchandise. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. See you next time.